This is the video solution for Access 2010, Tutorial 7, Case Problem 2. I admit I'm not sure how long this is going to take. Creating custom reports can be really piddly and time consuming, and so we will go through this and hopefully it won't take too long. So I am working out of the Access 2010 New Perspectives Comprehensive Edition on Tutorial 7, Case Problem 2, working with the training database on page 411. So step 1 has you open the training database. Step 2, create a query. So we're going to create a query in design view, and it's asking for fields out of the program table and the member table. So we'll highlight both, click Add, Close, and it asks for the program ID, program type, monthly fee, and then the membership status, first name and last name. So membership status, first name and last name. And then it asks us to do some sorting in ascending order by program ID, membership status, and last name. So program ID, membership status, and last name. All things I know you guys know already. Okay, so we're going to save this as query program membership. And step 3 asks us to create a report off of this query. So I already created all this, so I guess I'm going to have to name it something else. Okay, so here I can click on this query, program membership, and do create report. And I usually do that versus going through the creating it, not using the wizard, just because it gives me a basis of information and there's so much I can do just here versus having to create it from scratch. So Access does all this for you. And what we're going to do is make it look like figure 7-41 on page 411. And the key to creating custom reports, especially when you're creating something from another picture, is understanding all of the different pieces. And if you turn your books to page 360 and 361, the session 7.1 visual overview, that shows a sample report, and then it breaks it down. What's the report header, what's the group header, page header, group footer, etc. Because when we go into design view, that's how everything is laid out. We have the report header, page header, the detail, the report footer, and the page footer. And when you look at a report, you really need to understand which section is which. Okay, so that's really the key. So when you're looking at figure 7-41, you can look at the first line, the 913 program membership, page 3, and see that that appears on every page. So that would be appropriate in the report header, and then, I'm sorry, in the report header, and then the membership status, first name, last name, monthly fee, that would be in the page header because that's only appearing at the top of the page. And then the program ID 2000 or program ID 2011 211, geez, it's been a long day. Program ID 212, you can see that those are groups of information and it's grouped by program ID. So we're going to need to create a group with some detail for program ID. Okay, so as you look at how a report is laid out, it's really important to understand the different sections, and again, reviewing and understanding page 360 and page 361 really is key. So make sure you spend some time with that and understand that. So as we go here, actually, now that I look at it, the date, the title in page 3 would actually be in the page header, just because otherwise it would only appear on the first page. It wouldn't appear on every page. So anyway, so if we look at this, so the date, program membership, in page 3 would appear in the page header. Actually, let me go to layout view here, and I'm just going to make some of these fields smaller so that I don't have to do all this in design view. So in layout view, this view here, you can resize one field and it resizes all of them, and so it's actually a huge time saver to do that in layout view. It's just really easy to do here, so I recommend that. And so it looks like we have everything sized pretty pretty tightly. So now I'll go back to design view, and this is where we'll start our moving stuff around. So first of all, let's go ahead and start with, we'll just kind of work from top to bottom. So the date, the title, the page number, those are in the page header. Again, we know it's not the report header because a report header will only appear on page 1. And if this is showing page 3, then we know that that must be appearing on top of the page, and so it must be in the page header. So we can take it out of the report header and put it down here in the page header. So we need to make some more room first of all. So we'll click and drag to make the page header bigger. When I go up here and try and select any individual field, you can see that it doesn't let me. That's because this is all linked. It has a layout to it. So if you click here, you'll see that all of the parts in the report header are selected, and you go to arrange and remove layout, and now these will be treated as individual fields and text boxes instead of all of them grouped together treated as one layout. So we're going to delete some of this stuff. I'm actually going to select all of these and move these down so that I have room here for the title box. So I'm just going to see when it gets to a four-headed arrow like that, you can click and drag it to another location. And I'm going to change this to program membership. Just so you know, I'm not going to make this look pretty. I'm going to get the things where they need to be and then assume that you know how to click and drag and stuff like that to make it look just like on the page. Otherwise it is boring for you to sit here and watch me do this. So the time isn't needed, so I can click on it and hit delete. The date is needed, but it's needed over here in the page header. So I'm going to make it smaller and then just drag it down into the page header. The page numbers I do want, so I'm going to click on that and I'm going to drag it up to the page header over on the right where it is on the sample in the book. Now there it just has page 3, and you can see that this text box here, goodness sakes, I'm having trouble talking today. So it has the word page, then the page number, then the word of, and the total number of page numbers. We just want the page and the number of page numbers, so we're going to delete the rest of this code. And then we'll just resize it to fit. Okay, so we got the page header looking good. Well, actually we don't, just the titles. And then the membership status label, first name, last name, and monthly fee labels all need to be here in the page header. They appear just at the top of the page. And so first I'll need to remove this layout. So arrange, remove layout. Now I can treat all of these as individual fields and labels instead. And I'm going to make sure that the only labels are membership status, first name, last name, and monthly fee. So program ID, I'll make some room here in the detail. Program ID is going to go down here for now. So is program type. Actually, program type doesn't appear anywhere, so we can delete that label. Not the detail field where the values show, but the label we can delete. So the first one is over here, membership status. We'll move that over. Make it wide enough. Then the next one is the first name. So working in design view and Axis is just a matter of clicking, dragging, and dropping. So click, drag, and drop, click, drag, and drop, just over and over again. And if you want to line things up, you can hold the shift key and click multiple things, and then you can do like align top, and then you'll make sure that they're actually all in alignment on the top. Okay, and so we got those in the right place, and now I want to add a thick black line underneath there. So I'm going to go to somewhere. I'm going to go to Design, and under Controls, I'm going to choose Line, and I'm going to click and drag to draw a line. Now, if you hold the Shift key, it'll guarantee you a straight line. If you just click and drag without holding the Shift key, it could be really crooked. So I'm going to hold the Shift key, now I'm going to click and drag my line, and there it's created. Then I'm going to go to Format It, Shape Outline, make sure it's black, and go to Line Thickness and make it a little thicker than the traditional or default line. I'm just going to check in here, see how I'm doing. So ooh, that date doesn't look good. Let's go fix that. So click on the date field and go to Format, And we're going to change that from long date to short date. Okay, so it looks fine so far. We got pretty much everything in the page header set, and now we just need to work with our group. So for the group, you can see that it's grouped by program ID. It has the program ID label, then the program ID value, and then the program description value, or the program type value, I should say. So what we need to do is we need to add a group on that. So we're going to go to Group and Sort, and down here click on Add a Group. And we're going to add a group based on the program ID. You can tell because that's the first field in each group program ID. So we know that's grouped on that. And so we now have our group header, and our group it's grouped on program ID, so we have our program ID header. So we're going to move the program ID label first of all to that area. We're going to move the program ID value and then the program type value to that area just by clicking, dragging, and dropping. That also has a line underneath it, so I'm going to go to Controls and choose Line and draw a straight line under there. Same thing, format that for black and thicker. Let's just check in and see how it looks. So far, so good. It looks like we need a little bit more space between these, and we need to get rid of the outlines around the boxes. So let's give this a little bit more space. I'm going to click while holding the Shift key so that everything here is selected. Then I'm going to release the Shift key, and I can nudge these fields down across wherever by holding the Control key and pressing the down arrow. And see how they're just moving little by little? That nudging feature is kind of nice when you're trying to get things really fine-tuned in terms of where they're being laid out. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove these borders from around these fields. I can just click and hold the Shift key and then go to Format, Shape Outline, and Transparent. Actually, I need to do that for all of these too. Check to see how it looks, and those boxes are gone. So now all we need to do is align the information in the detail area, and we'll be almost done. So the first thing is the membership status. We'll put that over on the left because that's what they have over on the left. We're trying to line it up with these boxes up here. First name, can click and drag on that to move that over. If I want to make sure that they are in fact aligned on the left, I can hold the Shift key to select both of them and then go to Design, where'd it go? There we go, Arrange, Align, and Left, and then I'll know for sure that they are in fact aligned exactly on the left. So click and drag and drop. See what I mean? Can you imagine watching me do this for 20 minutes on a video? It's already been 13 minutes, so let's hope it ends here soon. I'm going to close up some of the space. Let's take a look at it. And we're getting there. Looks a lot better, huh? In fact, I think we are almost close enough. A couple of more things. They want to sort, hide duplicates, and then keep the whole group together on one page. So we're going to do that down here in the group area. We're going to add a sort and choose membership status they asked for first. Then we're going to add another sort and choose last name. Hide duplicates of the membership status field. So we click on the membership status field, not the label but the field, pull up the property sheet, and down here towards the bottom where it says hide duplicates right here, we're going to change that to yes. So now when we look over, if these are all actives, they hide the duplicates. It only shows the first one. Then we're going to keep the whole group together on one page. That's down here in the group, and we click on More. And here's where you can add a footer section. Whoops, right here. Add a footer section if we wanted one. Or here, do not keep the group together on one page. We want to choose keep the whole group together on one page. And I think that's close enough for you guys to get the rest of it from there. The last thing I'll show you is just how to do the labels because we're at 1440. So if you want to do labels, let me save this thing. Actually, let's not. So if I wanted to do labels off of the, let's say the member table, I just go to Create Labels, choose the label format that'll be given, or it'll be on your package of labels. And then here I just choose how I want the label laid out. Generally you do first name, move it over, then hit space on your keyboard, then do last name, hit enter to move down to the next line, move street over, hit enter to move down to the next line, then do city, comma and a space on your keyboard, state, 2 spaces on your keyboard, and then the zip. The last thing you need to do is choose a sort and a name, and you're done. And your labels will look like this. All right. Hope it goes well for you guys. Good luck.